everybody, and welcome to the Open Air Players production of Eyes of Evil. We've actually ripped you off totally because there's actually no show. As you can tell, there's nothing on stage. So I'm sorry, but thank you for the donation. Good night. Now I'm going to introduce Rylan Fischer, who is the writer, the director. Yesterday he was in it. He also composed all the music for the show, so he's going to take over for the rest of the night.
Hey everyone, I'm in jeans tonight, woo! Yeah, welcome to Eyes of Evil. This is kind of a big moment. I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited that all of you are here. So for those of you who don't know what CDA is, you're probably wondering why the stage is empty. That is because CDA is a competition. It is the Connecticut Drama Association, and part of that is that we need to take all of our stuff and bring it an hour and a half to Westport. So, how that works is at the beginning of our time slot, we have 15 minutes to bring everything onto the stage and spike everything, which is marking where it needs to go on the stage, and just make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be and in working order for the show. Once that happens, we'll start the show, and we have 45 minutes exactly to do the show. We can't go over or we will lose a place for every minute. So, that is why the show you're about to see is very fast, because I had to write it in mind that it needed to be done in 45 minutes. And once that is over, we have to ask that you guys do not applaud, do not do anything, because the show is not over yet. Because once they call the show done, we have to come out and we have 5 minutes to get everything from the stage out of that door. And once that's over, then we're good, then we can relax, then we can breathe. But for that combined hour and 5 minutes, it's going to be a lot of work. But everyone here has done an incredible job through sickness, through acting changes 2 weeks before the show, to script changes, to me changing my mind about blocking, through all of it. They've done an amazing job. So seriously, I want to have a round of applause for them before we start, because they've been really, really good. Eyes of Evil is my favorite show I've ever done. I think it's my best work, and with that, Colleen, you ready?
I don't know, are you guys ready?
Let her rip.
John, if you could turn works off?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Work.
Thank you, Work.
Actors go to places.
Thank you,
Places.
Miss Loretta Kincade, I'm glad you made it. Detective Loretta Kincade. And it was an easy trip. My apologies. Captain Helen Ritter, head of homicide. I've been overseeing your transfer. Pleasure. I'm sure a city like Greylock is quite a leap from Farmouth. There's bad people in every place, Captain. The Greylock Police Department welcomes you. I appreciate it, but I still need to know why I was transferred since you didn't bother to tell me.
We don't have time for all the bureaucracy. We need you, and we needed you as soon as possible.
Sorry. I'm a bit restless after that train ride.
You were assigned to a very important case, from my understanding. You made somewhat of a name for yourself.
One could say that.
It says here that the press called him
The King of Spades. Every victim was left with the King of Spades playing card between the middle and index finger.
File says you connected it to Harrison Albright.
He got too confident. The public was on alert because of the murders, and someone spotted him with blood on his shirt. We questioned him, and he fell apart. Once we searched his home, we found the body of a missing person and various decks of playing cards.
Case closed.
He spun some story about being forced, but the evidence is far too telling for us to believe that.
According to this, the trial was speedy and unanimous. Albright was found guilty and received the death penalty.
It was a good day when his neck snapped.
That case is why you're here, Kincade. Last Monday, we had our third murder of the month. Sure, we get plenty since we're a big city, but these were,
Calculated.
yes,
And you need me because I know their type.
more or less.
What do you know so far?
3 murders this week, all a week apart. All of them have taken place in the Fogwell district, all with the same weapon, it would appear.
Penetration wounds to the chest. 7 inches deep.
There's no pattern with the victims. They all just seem to be people caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. We have one lead so far.
And that is?
One of the victims was found still alive. She was rushed to the hospital. Investigators were with her. Her last words were spent describing this.
Anything else?
Nothing of evidence. We're still very early into the investigation. However, I do have one more question about your file, Ms. Kincade, though it's more of a personal question.
Yes?
Your mother's murder was never solved, correct?
No. Whoever did it is long gone by now. I made peace with it many years ago.
How do you go on with something like that?
By doing my job, Captain. Making sure there's never another little girl who has to see what I saw. Making sure people like Albright end up 6 feet under.
Captain Ritter!
What brings you to Detective Derringer?
We just got a call. Corner of Mason and Fremont. There's another victim.
Bring the new girl with you, Derringer. Ms. Kincade, your things. Welcome to the force.
I didn't know you were bringing the new girl with you, John.
Detective Sheffield, this is Detective Kincade.
Pleasure to meet you, although I would have preferred it had been under better circumstances. Please, call me Amanda.
Loretta, what are we looking at here?
Victim is male, mid-30s. Too many stab wounds in the chest to count. There's blood on the wall there, so my guess is he was propped up here after he died. I haven't touched anything else aside from covering up the body.
How long has he been here?
Hard to say. This isn't a very trafficked area, but it's open enough where someone can see. My guess is that this happened last night.
You really wanted to make a scene.
What do you mean?
Look at the body. It's played out so we can see every detail. He wanted us to find this.
And laid out the way all the other victims have been. This is our man, all right.
Come look at this.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to wait for the rest of the team.
This is the victim's blood. See the gap in the stain? The weapon was wiped using this. Can I take a look at the body?
Go ahead, although I'm not too sure how much you'll find.
King of Spades.
Detective Kincade, any idea what this could mean?
Missed me? whoever this is, how did they know I was working this case?
I think Derringer made a statement on behalf of the captain, talking about your transfer.
You thought that was a good idea?
Loretta, you need to calm down and breathe.
I don't think you understand how much of a problem this is. We're feeding this sick bastard information.
How much damage is going to cause that he knows who you are?
We've already seen the damage. That crime scene was nothing but a taunt.
I think we need to consider the possibility that you got the wrong man. How much of that case was made public anyway?
Enough of it's for some wannabe to chase the headlines. I watched Albright hang. I heard his neck snap. That's it. End of story. Everything led to him.
Mistakes can always be made.
But one thing you should know, Amanda, is that I don't make mistakes. I know what I'm doing.
Is Detective Kincade there?
It's for you.
Detective Kincade,
Such a pleasure to finally speak to you, Detective.
who is this?
Former coworker, let's put it that way. Remember our time back in Farmouth?
Whatever attention grab this is, it isn't going to work. I'll track you down.
You and I both know it's much more than that.
That playing card wasn't cute. Albright has been dead for a year now.
Correct.
Shut up.
You're missing the obvious point here.
And that is?
You know what I'm thinking about. You got the wrong man.
No, I did not. Waste someone else's time.
The blade used in each killing back in Farmouth was 7 inches in length and was never recovered. The wounds were thin and pointed, so the blade had to have been very flat. That wasn't made public, was it, Detective?
How do you...
It was me. It still is me. They made that hanging public, don't you remember? I paid a visit. The look on your face. You liked seeing that poor man die.
You better pray when I get my hands on you.
If you get your hands on me.
Oh, you son of
Happy
a...
hunting, Detective. Let's hope there's no more deaths than there needs to be.
Loretta?
I'm going to tear him limb from limb. What made you think this was a good idea?
The public has a right to know what's going on. This case impacts their safety.
Kincade has a point. We can't publish every single detail. You're off press duty for this case, Derringer.
Yes, Captain.
That being said, Kincade, you need to pull it together. I understand this is a special circumstance, but you're going to cost us valuable information if you let your emotions get the better of you.
I'm in control.
Sheffield, stay with Kincade and review the evidence. Derringer, come with me in my office. I need you to fill out the paperwork on your press reassignment.
Of course. All it takes is some rap gag on the end of the phone or we're thrown back to the start.
Think about all the evidence we have from the Farmouth killings. We have a year's head start.
We're a year behind, Amanda. We wouldn't be here if I had done my job.
You're human. Mistakes are inevitable.
An innocent man is dead. I killed him.
You didn't kill anyone.
My whole job is to put people like that monster away. I can't even do that. There's no reason I should be here.
Yes, he's still out there, but we're going to change that.
You aren't understanding me, Amanda.
What is it then? Loretta, I'm here to listen to you. But if we're going to apprehend him, you need to be honest with me. Let me care about you.
It's more than just the job. I can't take that freak off the streets.
Then what?
I'll be letting my mother down. I'll be letting go of the person I'm supposed to be.
I don't understand.
16 years ago, my mother was murdered. I was 8, so my memory is somewhat spotty. No child wants to remember that. It was far past midnight and my father wasn't home. He had a meeting in Greylock and he was staying at a hotel that night. He said to come back the next morning. man's voice, shouting. I thought it was my father as I came out of the haze of sleep, until I saw something I could never unsee. The eyes of evil, close enough to mirror my face back to me. I shrieked, and a gloved hand clasped itself across my mouth. He easily overpowered me. He forced ropes around my wrists. Then he locked me in the closet, and the sound of his footsteps faded from my bedroom. My mother must have heard my cries, as I heard someone running. And then he shot her. I vaguely remember trying to tear my ropes away, trying to reach my mother. That didn't matter, however, because at that moment, he shot her again. It was silent for a while. I don't know how much time had passed. I think it was the next morning when the silence was finally broken by my father, wailing at what he had seen.
Dear God, Loretta,
I never want there to be another little girl like me. Albright is dead because of one mistake I made. My one job is to keep people safe. And all that's left of the last 2 years of my career is a dead man and a lunatic who's too dangerous to be right.
Too dangerous to be right?
He visited the Albright execution. The man convicted for the murders back in Farming. He said he watched my face and told me I liked watching him die. Amanda, I did.
No. Loretta, no, you're not like him. Anyone who thought Albright committed those murders would have felt the same way you did.
Promise me something, Amanda.
Anything.
We won't stop until that monster is gone. Forever. It's a pleasure to see you, Amanda. Who might this be?
Detective Loretta Kincade. She's a new transfer from the farm.
I've heard so much about you, Loretta. I'm Dr. Beatrice Carlisle. Amanda said you were reviewing the case? Yes. I will say this is new territory for me. I'm an alienist, not an officer. My job is to figure out why they do it, not who did it. Additionally, this isn't any type of criminal I've ever heard of.
It's a new experience for all of us. You told me you're working on a profile, sir?
That is what I've attempted. I'm used to meeting with the patient, being able to work with them. Pick their brain, you know. This, however, was a lot different. Please sit. Now, this file was extensive. Now, there's a lot to dissect, but what immediately jumped out to me was the crimes themselves. Murderers usually have a clear reason to kill. That isn't the case here. There's no obvious motive, no clear benefit. There's no pattern to any of the victims.
What does that tell you?
There's not much to glean from them. There's no simple solution to why anyone would do this. There could be any number of explanations. He's evil. That's fairly simple. That much is certain, but unlike a lot of my colleagues, I try to believe it's not that simple. This King of Spades is still a human being, and humans aren't so black and white. Are you trying to sympathize with him? No, of course not. I'm not trying to conflate empathy and understanding. Know thy enemy, right? My personal theory on this matter is that all human beings are capable of evil. If I really felt it was right, I could leap across this room and plunge my head into your neck, Amanda. Now, of course I know I won't, but if I really wanted to, it wouldn't be all that difficult.
What does any of this have to do with the case?
Before any of the murders began, something must have happened to make this evil side more persuasive. Now, that could be any number of things. Anger, longing, childhood trauma. I could go on. Point is, This is someone who has had terrible things happen in life, and it has molded this evil side of him. At least, that's what I can hypothesize.
Do you have anything else?
Your murderer here wants the bodies to be discovered. He clearly relishes in the perception people have of the case. I believe that killing has given him a way to feel like someone. To him, it must be his reason for being here. I suppose he isn't too different from any of us, looking for a place he can impact the world and be seen for it. He's nothing like any of us. I beg your pardon?
Thank you, Beatrice. I appreciate you putting all this together.
It's the least I can do for a friend. Remember, he's just a man, no matter what he wants you to think he is. Why are you here? King of Spades, remember? Am I not allowed to visit? What do you want? Come over yourself, Nathan. I just wanted to ask another favor of you. I don't know how much more I can take. Oh? This isn't who we are. I can barely sleep anymore. I only did all this for you. Don't tell me you're giving up on me. On us? I can't live with this blood on my hands, Lillian. Even for me? I'm sorry. The phone call was too much. I can't. Nathan, darling. You know how much this has meant to me. Lillian, I love you. I do. But this is too far. Writing letters, planting evidence, stalking at detectives, making that phone call. I don't have it in me anymore. I just want a normal life with you. You have to help me if you want that. You know my brother is a detective. I'll turn you in. You don't want me to go to prison, do you? Let's talk about that favor now, darling. Lillian! You're going to go to that brother of yours, and you're going to tell me everything he says. Every single detail. Lillian! Nathan, darling. You both know you're not making it out of this. You're damned. But your brother isn't. You're going to tell me everything he says, or I'm going to do things you can't even imagine. Lillian, stop calling me that! We both know that's not my real name. You know who I am. King of Spades.
Okay. Let's triangulate the clear view of this. What do we have so far?
3 more dead since I started. Playing cards with each one of them. Important evidence missing from each scene, and every possible lead we get is immediately a dead end. The only thing we have to work with is this riddle. The body was found with that and cut a card.
I'm lost, Loretta. It's like every lead we have he knows about. And every possible thing we could go off of he just stops doing.
None of that information had been made public. Every lead we have pursued has not left this building.
What are you getting at?
Whoever's committing these murders has police information. That either means we're dealing with someone leaking information, or we have a killer in the building. Nice of you to join us, John.
Ease up, Loretta. It hasn't been easy as of late.
Not sleeping much? You look tired.
Loretta, are you sure?
Perhaps you've been out late.
What is this about?
Don't act like you don't know.
Loretta, what the hell are you talking about?
I think it's rather strange how you weren't at the station when we received that phone call. And how you keep showing up to work exhausted. Not to mention the killer obviously knows this information. Is there something you'd like to share?
Are you mad? I swear to God.
Who are you, John? Stop it!
Let him talk, Loretta. You're better than that.
What is wrong with you?
Explain! What's with you lately?
Nathan. Sorry. My brother. He's been missing for the past 2 weeks. He's been acting strange to me, and I'm afraid something might have happened to him. I've been working nights to try and find him.
John, I'm so sorry.
Everything else has to have been a coincidence, Loretta. I agree. The evidence is pointing to inside information, but pulling a gun on me? Are you out of your mind? I understand. I fully and genuinely understand why you're upset, but you are going to completely derail this case if you keep losing control like this. Pull yourself together.
Could you leave us alone for a minute? Talk to me.
If I don't find him, I don't know what I'll do.
And we'll get through this together.
What could this mean?
A riddle? Where that itching guilt lies, where that itch to kill hides, you'll find my trail there.
Amanda, what if he's right? What if I pulled the trigger just now?
What's done is done. Besides, I think you know in your heart that you wouldn't do something like that.
In my heart. In my heart. Where that itching guilt lies, where that itch to kill hides, you'll find my trail there. Oh no.
What?
There's a new victim in the morgue, correct?
Yes?
Put your jacket on. We need to go there now.
We have some disturbing evidence that we need to confirm.
Oh, well in that case I should get right to it. We don't have a lot of time. We need to know sooner rather than later.
Okay, Kate. You need to be patient with the dead. There's far too much they have to tell you. Our friend here looks to be mid-20s. She was a beautiful girl. What a shame they did this to you. Oh. Interesting.
What is it?
Calm down, Kincade. You never do know when to shut your mouth. Aside from the stab wound, there's a clear injury to her chest. She has a massive scar, and the stitches are fresh. They look messy, too. Someone didn't give her the care she deserved.
Cut the stitches.
Let me do my job,
Just
Kincade.
do it. Trust us.
Mother of God.
What's inside?
Henley Avenue.
Call Derringer. We're going now.
Nathan! I'm here, Nathan. I'm going to help you, okay? You just have to stay with me.
I'm so sorry, John.
Sorry for what?
It It was me, John. What?
What are you talking about?
She told me her name was Lillian. God, John, she was beautiful. I loved her, John. I'm so sorry.
Who? Who, Nathan?
She told me she needed help with something she was working on. So, I did her favors. After a while, things got worse.
I need to know who you're talking about, okay?
I ignored it. I ignored all of it because I thought she saw something in me. I was too blind to run.
Run from who?
The king. The King of Spades.
What are you talking about?
What did you do? I wrote letters, planted evidence, fed information, everything. I even kept tabs on you, Miss Kincade. I brought this investigation to a complete stop, all because I was convinced it would someday be enough for her to love me back.
Months! I have lost months in this case to you! Everything! All you had to do was come forward and we would have protected you! I'm so sorry! I was so afraid! She's a monster! John, she said she would hurt you! You're all I have! I couldn't let that happen! God, I'm just so...
Loretta! Loretta, you monster!
We need to get him to the hospital. He's still breathing, but he doesn't have long.
You're all grown up. Oh, it's been so long, Detective. I am so happy to see you.
Who are you? What the hell do you think you're talking about?
You don't recognize me? I know it's been, 16 years? But I expected more. You've been trying to catch you for over a year now. Whatever this is, oh. That's more like it. Even back then, you've had your mother's eyes.
No. That was a man. I heard a man's voice. No, you can't be.
Oh, but I am. I wouldn't trust your memory so much, Detective. Your mother died quickly, if that softens the blow anymore.
Shut your mouth! You don't get to speak of her after what you did.
I owe you an explanation.
What could you possibly have to say to me?
Why? How? What was running through your mind? I first met your mother at the farmer's market. She dropped her bag of groceries in front of me, so I helped her pick it up. We got to talking, and she was different. Not like anyone I had really met before. We became friends, and I saw her much more often at the market. I helped whenever I could, getting her groceries, occasionally paying for her things. Anything I could. My mother was so beautiful, Detective. Her eyes were so kind, and she made me feel emotions that were... And then that harpy told me about you and your father. And at that moment, I was an outcast again. I was an outcast again, and that dirty lying whore was gonna get what she deserved! Don't call her that! I waited until I knew your father wasn't gonna be home. Went to the first window I saw. Turns out it was yours. That's when you first met Detective. And, well, you know the rest of the story. God, it was a good day when I pulled the trigger. Stop. I scared myself, Detective. I took someone's life. And I me. It was quite the shock to see the detective assigned to my case was the daughter of the first person I ever murdered.
How were you alive?
We were never close. Albright was easily convinced, just like our dear friend Nathan was. I had no idea what my next steps were once Albright was sentenced, but that execution changed everything. I saw it in your eyes, detective. You're like me. That's what brings me here. After I saw you were on my case again, I had to make myself known.
I'm nothing like
Oh,
you.
but you are, detective. Look what you did to Nathan. He's not going to make it out of this. You might have. You weren't so quick to act. Your rage, your pain, your frustration, all of it. I felt it too. This world looks down on people like us. It's our duty to make ourselves seen, to make ourselves known. That's all you ever wanted, right? I'm not going to be around much longer. You'll get me one day, sooner or later. I can't continue on with this, but you can. You can keep going. You know what you have to do, detective? Do it for your mother. Damn it, you can't! I'll find you when you're ready, detective. Until then.
You're on thin ice, Kincade. You're off the King of Spades case.
You can't do this to me. This is my case. It's a woman murder. The King of Spades is a woman. And that woman killed my mother.
Nathan Derringer died last night. The official cause of death was loss of blood due to the laceration on his wrist, but I know what happened from John's testimony. I'm tired of your behavior, Kincade. You're costing us valuable information. You're lucky I'm not taking your badge.
I wasn't aware he had passed.
This case hasn't been easy on you, Kincade. I understand that, but I can't have one of my detectives contributing to the death of a witness. You're a liability.
Captain, without this case, I don't know what I'll do with myself.
I suggest you find out soon, Kincade. I know this is personal to you, but you've done far too much damage.
Captain, please.
I don't think you're a bad person. You're just not the right person for this case. You can keep your desk. You're dismissed.
John,
No. Don't go there.
I'm sorry. I won't bring him back, but I regret everything.
I'm sure you do.
John, please.
Stop talking to me, Loretta.
Oh, Amanda.
Where are you, Loretta?
I'm not okay.
I can see that.
I don't know who I am anymore.
You're Loretta, my friend.
Amanda, I'm a murderer.
You didn't want to kill him, Loretta.
But I did. Nathan's dead.
person you will ever meet has done bad things. Some people do horrible things. That capability isn't special, it's innate. What sets us apart is what we do with it. There's a fine line between those with bad thoughts and evil actions, and those with bad thoughts who do good despite them.
What if I do it again?
That is your choice. You can go both ways. It's up to you which you choose.
Amanda.
In your heart, you know where you stand. I know you're a good person, Loretta. I wouldn't care for you this much if I didn't see that. What's done is done. You decide where the rest of your life goes.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm going to go get a coffee. Would you like anything?
Please. Detective Kincade.
Hathaway Street, 11 o'clock. Meet me there. It ends.
I like it when you're desperate, detective. You think straighter. You brought me out here to kill me? Now, why would I go and do a thing like that? What do you want then? I heard that Nathan died. Pity. How does that make you feel? Enough! Back up! Why? Listen to the woman with the gun, detective. Back up. You look unwell. Get to your point. I saw that you were removed from the case. I knew I wouldn't see you again unless I did something, so I called you. And you knew I would answer? Lucky guess. Damn it, just tell me what you want! Let's hope your mother didn't die for nothing. But you've been waiting for detective. Do it. You know, I regret not coming to your house later than I did. I could have gotten your father as well.
You're going to suffer just as much as I have.
Go ahead, detective. Give me what I deserve.
What are you doing? Making my choice. You're under arrest.
Come to visit before I try.
Not quite.
Oh?
I wanted to speak to you.
Are you regretting what happened a year ago?
After I brought you in, I did some growing. I worked hard. Helped a lot of people. Put a lot of bad people away. Helena, sorry, Captain Ritter is impressed. Since I finally grew into the force.
Good for you.
When the judge sentenced you to death, it felt too familiar. I wasn't satisfied.
And now you're here to finish me off because you're mad you didn't do it yourself.
Captain Ritter spoke to the judge and DA. She pulled some strings for me. Your sentence is going to be changed to life in prison. No possibility of parole.
This isn't going to make you feel any better.
You're going to be transferred from this holding cell to a full facility. Solitary confinement. I'm one of the last faces you'll ever see, aside from Dr. Carlisle. She's looking forward to your evaluation.
I know what you are. I know exactly what you are. I made you detective. I pulled the real you out, and now you want to smother it? Is this how you're going to honor your mother?
You did pull the real me out. You just don't like her. I'm sure wherever my mother is, she's proud of the work I've done.
This isn't over.
The law would disagree. I'm not here to settle anything. I just wanted to be the one to tell you.
This fixes nothing. That itch in the back of your head is never going away. Every waking moment of your life is going to be spent wishing you reached through these bars and choked the life out of me. Everywhere you go, every step you take, every single second you are living and breathing, you're not going to forget that I'm waiting for you. Waiting for you to stop running from what you are and to finish what you started. We're one and the same, detective. Only one of us can make it out.
One of us did. 12:30. We need to go change the flowers in Nathan's grave. Amanda's waiting for me. Goodbye.
Work's up! Take your work!
Thank you. Welcome to the talk back. This is what we do to make sure we don't screw up tomorrow. No, but seriously, this is where we get feedback from you guys, suggestions, things that went well, things that didn't, and things that'll help us because in under 24 hours, we're going to be putting this on stage at CDA. So.
No.
15 seconds over.
Yeah, we're 15 seconds over. Sorry.
It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix.
It was over.
Okay, so I guess I'll open up to you guys. Anything you want to mention? Anything that you think would improve the show? Anything that went well? Yes.
Everything went so well, and I started crying because the acting just felt so real. The fights, where was they fighting? It looked really smooth and really good.
Thank you. All right, anyone else?
I'm looking at this whole row of alumni right here.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you've all done this before.
That's awesome.
Yes, Will.
Hi, oh my God. So first of all, wow, nice, really great show. That was really awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed all of your acting. I really enjoyed it. The costumes are amazing. Oh my God.
Everybody pick carbon on the room. I gave her the pleasure of one of the biggest pains in the behind for a decade, so.
So yeah, there's like one moment or two moments when you're setting up the stuff on stage flat during the scenes. I think they could just hold my attention a little bit towards there. Could you do it in the scene before or while you're doing it in the scene before? Do you have time to set that up?
Yeah, I'll hand this over to our stage manager.
Hi guys. So that was originally our plan, but when we ran it like that, it added a whole 5 minutes to our show. So, you know, sometimes when you're under a time constraint, things like that, like I know Julian can probably talk about the adding of wheels, which was not ideal, and things of that nature, like lighting, having to get brought in and being assigned a lighting pool that is interesting, to say the least, and having a lighting designer that's not what she normally does. It just kind of adds a little bit of fun opportunities for learning and growth that, you know, everybody here really rose to the occasion with. So yeah.
Yeah, those lighting pools were a very fun surprise a few weeks ago. It was very fun to see that their stage left and stage right pools come all the way to center. These were actually smaller than their school, so yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, Rylan.
Yeah, what's up?
So when you had the stuff going on in the back of the stage, is the auditorium about this big where you're going to be?
It is thinner but longer backwards, so it's only one row, but it goes way deeper.
So if you're on this side of the auditorium, you see her just fine. You do not see Mom at all. I mean, it is difficult to see Mom. So I don't know if that can move up or whatnot. That made it a little bit.
Hand it over to Colin again.
Hi. So yeah, that was another opportunity in terms of lighting that we received. So the lighting effect that our lovely director wanted was a sort of silhouette effect, which you create using downlight usually. And the way that Green Farms Academy, which is the school that's hosting CDA this year's lights are hung, they don't have any downlight until behind their center traveler, which is an interesting.
I'll stand where that is.
Yes. It's there. So we couldn't even really fully replicate it at our school, but that's originally when Rylan had blocked it. It was at the edge of the stage, more in the scene, but when we got the lighting pools, we had to move it back. Also, with that, there will be a color effect that we cannot do in using our lights, that their lights will be able to affect, so it'll create a cooler tone while the rest of the stage remains warm.
But I think the visual thing should be fine because they only have one section. It's just, they have like a center section a little bit wider than this, and it just goes straight back the whole way. Anyone else? Yes.
I think it's great. I love the part I made and good fighting, great acting and everything. The only thing I have to say is like when she received the piece of paper, the newspaper, and she had it out and somebody was able to read it, it was showing over here, and I didn't know what it said. So maybe when she opens it, maybe she could read the title so that we know what the newspaper said when she got it. I didn't know what the newspaper said.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Yeah, no, we had that issue with the previous scene where we had another note that you cannot read at all.
Yeah. Everything else was great.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, in the back, Eli.
Yeah, I love the show, and not to critique Ashton's amazing acting, like, nice job. But when you're reading Obsidian, like, a couple of the punches you threw, like the clap punches things, especially the first one, I could like really see the clap.
So that would be my fault. We did not have time for a fight call today, so that was not rehearsed. We wanted everyone to be able to sleep tomorrow, so we had an earlier rehearsal, or earlier show time. So because everything was kind of tight with after school and all that, we didn't have time to fit that in because we had to get into these lovely costumes. So it didn't really end up having time for that. Yes, Will?
Hi. That very last scene is such a strong stage image. I think the only thing is I want to see Zeta's face. Like you can't see Zeta's face because she's.
Our set designer, everyone.
Are you talking so you can't see Zenya's face through the bars of the jail?
No, just because she's like looking stage right.
That's not me then. Yeah, so that's a blocking thing. If it
It's just a predicament. Either way, someone's gonna be facing.
Well, the only thing I was thinking is like if you could move it like a little outside and then have her talk kind of like diagonally out, then I just want to see because like Zenia, you're such a fantastic like face actor too. Like you want to see you feel everything, right? So like. I don't know, I just craved that, and I was like, I can't see her.
How much time we have left?
We have 4 minutes.
So how many? Like two questions? Okay. Last two, everybody. Yes, I'm on.
Zenya, gorgeous. Brush out your curls.
Oh, wait.
That's cute.
They're not supposed to be brushed. That's not arrow. Like, yeah.
Okay, last question. Yep, there.
When you're handing the gun back to the court, did you hand it with the barrel out so you know if you put it into the gun, it just looks like it.
Okay.
Versus handing it, the barrel to the person.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Hi. So, as you learned earlier this evening, we are taking this show to Greenwich after tonight's performance. It's being driven down tomorrow, and we are spending all day at Green Farms Academy celebrating all things Connecticut drama. Because of that, all of our lovely actors and tech crew who are now going to go backstage. Bye. Have to help us load this truck that is being driven. Because of that, they will not be able to come out and say hello to all of you until after our truck is loaded. So, please wait around. They're all happy to come and see all of their lovely fans, adoring fans, obviously. They just do have to wait until we can get the truck loaded. Is there any questions regarding that? Cool. Thank you guys so much for coming. We're so happy that all of you got to enjoy this show that Rylan made, and we hope to see you all again soon.